I got cheers. Fuck, man, we going at it again, bro. Nighttime. Here we go.
Problem you have today, you had when you met, but you were fucking, so you forgave. Right, you knew he didn't do dishes, but he gave you good dick. That was a swell trade, dick for dishes. You used to love washing them dick dishes. So you knew she couldn't cook,
That's facts.
but she licked your balls. You're like, keep licking, we'll order in.
All right, well, shit, we back at it again, Coy. Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. I am the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a married guy, a single guy, and a guy in a relationship. And we ask a bunch of women questions, a bunch of questions that men want to answer to over wine and cocktails. And today, we are talking about promoting and dating in Vegas. Man, Coy, we still here. We still at it, bro. How we living?
Good.
Man, right. I appreciate you taking this journey with me. And first and foremost, I want to thank all my subscribers, my listeners, everybody that's been reaching out and telling other people about the podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. We're also streaming on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcast, YouTube, iHeartRadio. And I just want to thank everybody for listening, everybody that tells everybody else about it. I appreciate it so much because without you, there really wouldn't be this. And still, of course, for the month of November, just hit me up on Instagram or send me a email through mendon'tknow.com and I will send you guys out some merch all month long for free. But let's get into it, bro. Man, we got a vet in the game here, boy. And if y'all don't know, I got my assistant Coy here. Coy's just here for the free drink, so he followed me along just for the drink. But I you know what? I take that back. Coy drove, so I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you, my guy. But man, you know, we got a legend in the game, Coy, here today with us. Man,
are you gonna take off his mask? Okay.
But I mean, we are really about to get to the bottom of this, so you know, we got. So we're about to get to the bottom of this. So, man,
you're about to question him for bad things, though.
Nah, man, we got the spotlight on for him today, though, boy. But man, my boy B, how we living, man? Thank you for coming, bro. We appreciate you, my guy. Vet, yeah, bro. He a vet in the game, man. Old school players, new school fools. Vet. Yeah, bro. Man, so man, let's start out with how long were you in the promoting game for?
Let's see. Started in 2008 and probably was there till 2015, I want to say. Yeah, 2015. So about 7 years.
Damn. So, but you was in it. I remember when we met. You was in it when the bubble. It was you was in it when the bubble when it was just starting to bubble out here.
There was only like few clubs, you know.
Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, now it's just.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. It's who's got the flashier one, who's got the biggest one.
And it's easier for promoters nowadays, you know.
Really?
It's very easy for the promoters nowadays. Like,
Why?
Because, I mean, think about it. Like, look at the nightclubs now, right? I mean, they're mega clubs. They're not like they're small, typical, like, clubs like Tao and Trist and, like, how they used to be.
Yeah, hey, bro, Trist used to be the
spot, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So you're saying you don't have to make people go there?
I mean, back in the day, those are the only spots that you can go to. Right. So people were reluctant to go there, right? But at the same time, like, it was hard to get into those places because so monopolized with the club scene, only like 2 or 3 clubs. So it gets so packed, it's so hard to get in there. So
no other options.
Exactly. Man. So now there's so much options everywhere. I mean, so like everybody can just go wherever the hell they want to, you know? So, I mean, I'm not saying that promotion wasn't easy back in the day. It was hard, but at the same time, you know, you had to find a typical type of clientele at the time too. So you can't just bring anybody and everybody like it is now. Back in the day, you have to weed through the type of people that you want to bring into the club, because how the club looks inside matters.
Matters.
Okay, let me ask you this though, and if you could give any guy some advice on clubbing in Vegas with your knowledge, since this is the Men Don't Know podcast, what would you give them? What advice would you give them nowadays in this era? Like, what would you give them about getting into clubs?
Don't come in cheap. If you're coming to Vegas, come with the mentality of wanting to spend money. If you come out with a budget and all that, I just don't believe in this budget crap when you come to Vegas. I mean, why are you coming to Vegas? I mean, you can't just come in for like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend $100 this weekend. That's it. No, come on, man. You're in Vegas. This is adult Disneyland. It is adult Disneyland. That's what it is. It's for adults. I mean, it's not for kids. Kids spend $100 nowadays, right?
Oh, bruh.
Adults spend freaking thousands, right? So I mean, have the mentality in the sense of when you come here, either spending a lot of money or come with some hot girls. Those are your two things,
Two options.
Come with a good-looking group, or
What
just
about a personality and ability to dance?
Bro, ain't nobody dancing.
no, that's not gonna get you anywhere.
Okay, let me ask you this, and a lot of a couple other podcasts talked about this. How do you feel about the mentality of bottle service ruined the club industry?
They're saying it ruined the industry?
Like it ruined the whole idea of dance club.
I mean,
because now they're going to be seen not to.
I can see that, but I also see that, I mean, you're coming for a fantasy in Vegas, right? So
yeah, it's true.
If you look at it that perspective, money talks. So I mean, you're paying for a fantasy. You're paying for this thing that you cannot get in your hometown, down the street, at a bar or any club, even in South Dakota. I mean, like if you
got these in Kentucky,
exactly, or in Kentucky. I mean, it's not like you go to the corner street bar or club and have that experience, right?
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, that's exactly what they're setting up. That you have enough money, you can spend it, and you can live that that grand lifestyle that you would probably see it on TV happening, and
for a weekend.
Yeah, for on a weekend, exactly. I mean, that's what you're paying for when you come to Vegas, So I don't think it really ruined it.
Okay.
I think, I mean, only the cheap people might say that.
Okay. Okay.
Look at it that way.
Okay. And secondly, give some guys some tips, like some tips and tricks, like what clubs to hit, where it's gonna be easier for you to maneuver, get in, to move. Because I remember like when we did it, like it was like, okay, we would hit certain clubs on Thursday, certain clubs on Friday. Right. We do this on Sunday and we do this on Monday.
Well, I mean, okay, so back in the day, when you like, okay, 2008, 2009, that era, you have to come with females to get into a certain club, right? So like Tao required you to have if you come with a group, to have an even girl guy ratio, and then you have a better chance of getting into the club.
Damn.
But now money talks, right? So it doesn't even make a difference anymore.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
I mean, as long as you're willing to shell it out.
Correct. So now you can buy pre-sale tickets for clubs, right? So automatically you're going to get in. You're guaranteed to get in.
Right.
Back then, no, you can't do that. So like back then, how it worked was, okay, the female line gets in, the girls gets in first, the table lines get in next. Obviously they're paying the money.
Right.
And then the even ratio girl groups, they get in next. And then, of course, the general admission dudes that are waiting in line for like hours and hours, they maybe like 4 guys get in every half hour.
Yeah.
And that's how the lines were, organized. So now it's super easy for guys, It's either you do
It's
a table.
system.
It's a system, yeah. It's a system now, like, which it caters to guys that are spending money now, right? So, I mean, it's either if you don't have a lot of money, you want to go the cheaper route, go buy pre-sale tickets.
Guaranteed entrance.
You don't have to worry about girls or none of that. Or you do bottle service. Simple as that. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. You couldn't buy pre-sale tickets and get in.
No.
You have to have girls. You can't even get into line sometimes without girls. So sometimes, like, what guys do is they go into the lobby and look for group of girls. Hey, you want to come in with us? Can you know, we'll buy you drinks all night. You know, that's the way they were able just to get in. So I mean, now it's easier.
Damn. Okay, but let me ask you this: since we went back that way, like, how was dating life for you with the promoting life?
So I think like dating locals never happened. It was hard.
Really?
Very
small town.
It's not even that it's a small town. I think majority of the local girls know what the deal is, so they don't really know how to handle it. You know, I mean, they just never work out.
Damn.
They just never work out. Majority of the time that I've dated, it's always from out of town. It's
really
like, they do the long distance because it's easier in a way, right? It's easier on you because you don't have to deal with it because she's obviously out of state, right?
Right.
So you do your job. You're not like you have to cater to them back when you're here. So like if you're home and you got to go to the nightclub to work, but your girlfriend wants you to go to the dinner or something, now you got to cater to her. And so I mean that was a little too much, right? But if the girl's out of town, it's a lot easier. So I always end up finding girls from California.
Okay.
It's always been California because it's just so closer to.
Yeah, that's hop, skip, and a jump. Okay, let me ask you this. So, when you and your buddies would hang out, do you notice everybody in the same, because y'all were all in the same field of promotions, everybody was dating women that didn't live in Vegas?
Yeah, very small group that you see that's actually dating people that live in Vegas. And if they do, they are in the industry.
Oh, so they are.
It just makes it easier. So like, I mean, you think about promoters actually, we end up dating a cocktail server or a host of dating cocktail servers because they get off at the same time. They work the same shifts. So it's just easier, right? And they're all always off the same time too, right?
Yeah.
Odd hours. I mean, you can't date a nurse and then be in the club industry because, it's just it just doesn't work.
She's not going to understand you on your phone 24/7.
Exactly. What are you doing on the phone?
Work.
Exactly. But they don't understand that. They don't
Texting a bunch of girls right now.
Exactly.
Bruh, Coy, you ain't shit.
Literally.
Bruh, for real. Okay, let me ask you this then. Do you guys then date the women you promote to? Like, you find a cute girl that you actually, got in the club and you was like,
power.
you know what I'm saying? You got the power to the rope.
So here, this is my thing about groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every group has this certain type of girls. Okay.
Correct.
There's always the leader.
Okay.
There's always the fat one. I'm sorry to say. All right.
Okay. All right.
The fat one, ugly one, whatever.
Okay.
And usually that's the one that's always kind of controlling the group, right? Because she has to have some kind of feel of control in that group, right? Because obviously, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there's always the one looking to do whatever it takes, right?
Okay.
The easy one. There's always the easy one.
Okay.
And then there's always, this is my favorite, but the ones we don't like, obviously, it's the loudest one in the group is always the one who has the boyfriend. Okay.
Why is that?
That's because, think about it, right?
Yep.
When they're back at home, they're tied up to the boyfriend and whatever. Now they get an opportunity to be with their girls, wilding out. So they want that attention that they don't
get from other guys.
Exactly. So they want that in Vegas, right? Okay. So they show that. I was like, partying, like, hey, I want to hook up. Like, when it comes down to it, it's like not going to happen, because you know.
I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I have a boyfriend. But they act so, flirty, look like they want to do all these things. And, you end up sometimes like clinging on to them because they are like kind of fun, but they like find out it's like, dang, I got the wrong one.
Sounds like a starting lineup.
Yeah. So,
leader.
every group has the same thing. It's always one girl that always wants to something extra. So, and there's always sometimes where one girl does the dirty work for the group too, right? So like, feels like, this guy did everything for us, got us into this club, that club. We didn't have to wait in line. It's like, I got to sleep with him.
And do you know, not with you, but do you know of it happening?
Oh, it happened to me. So I'm not gonna.
We're trying to help you out here.
Yeah, bro.
It happened.
It happened.
Bro, make sure you got that right.
I'm trying to shoot him some bail, fam.
Nah, I mean it happens, man.
Yeah,
It's every group is just
It's
like
a
that.
nightlife thing. Okay, let me ask you this. Man, okay, I got a lot of married friends.
Okay.
And they say, like, the ring attracts the women. Promoting nightlife, true or not true?
True. See, the thing about when I used to promote, I used to wear a ring finger. I used to wear a ring on my finger, like I said, from married.
Why?
Reason being is, imagine just a random dude coming up to you, and you getting hit on by a dude, right? On the street or on a club or whatever. Now to them, they're like, oh, this guy's hitting on me.
Yeah.
But if you flash a ring finger, now they feel comfortable. They're like, oh, okay, this guy's working.
business.
His
It's
business.
business.
This guy's just trying to make money.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but
Yeah.
that's my way of trying to get in to just to have a conversation.
Right.
Because right off the back, they won't be like, you know what, that guy is a fucking jerk.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
he's
trying to
like,
get
he's
at
trying
me.
to get at us, you know.
Trying to
But-
get in my pants.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's how they think, right?
Yeah.
But to me, I'm just like, hey, I just want to get in a conversation. But when I get in the conversation with you, it's over, game over.
Yeah.
You know, now, you know, I spilled the beans to you. Now we good. You know,
Go ahead.
we spill the beans, and then now we're good. After that, you know, we have built a good, you know, relationship after
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
but it's that first getting in is the hard
Gotcha.
part, and that's why I wear a ring. But I mean, being in the club, dude, like it's crazy because it's the same scenario. Because I think how women look at it is, okay, this guy is married, right? This guy's
Yeah,
married.
yeah.
So to the woman, it's like, okay, you know,
Challenge.
it is a kind of a challenge, I think. But at the same time, she also knows that, okay, this guy is in a relationship, so he's relationship material, right? So why go weed through all these other dudes that could be the possibility of a relationship type guy,
Yeah.
but why not go for the one dude that already has a ring on it and try to change that dude, right? If you look at it that way, I mean, she's competing with one person. She only has to compete with one person, which is the person that she's talking to, which is the guy with the ring. She doesn't have to compete with 5 other dudes that might be, you know, single or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, I didn't think about that. It's a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one thing. I mean, I look at it the same way as,
Isn't it 1-on-2? Isn't he competing with
I mean,
the wife too?
I mean,
I look at the same thing too when it comes to women too, right? Like if I'm a dude, like I'm going to the club and like
yeah.
I'd rather compete with the girl that has a boyfriend. Because I'm only having to compete.
You only have to beat one boss.
I only have to beat one dude, right? Because
Mike Tyson punch out him. He only got to beat one dude.
all I got to do is beat one dude.
Pick the wrong one.
But like, if you go after all these other girls are like, you know, probably has multiple dudes that she's juggling.
She
like,
finessing,
She's finessing. But like, I'm not. I don't want to be in that group of 5 dudes that I'm trying to compete. No, I'd rather look. If I could beat this guy, I'm in. I'm
one
in.
with the great one.
Exactly.
You know that's a fake ring. Come on now.
Okay, let me ask you this: when you had the ring on, were women hitting on you?
No, because I only do it for when I'm promoting.
Okay, gotcha.
But then when I'm in the club, I take it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I mean, when they start talking to me, then I like spill the beans to them. I'm like, yo, you know, I'm single.
Yeah.
You know, I'm straight up single. Like, you know, I'm not married or anything, but I use the ring. I'll be honest with them.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah. I'll be honest with
Okay.
them because they feel comfortable even more. Like, oh, this dude was just trying to get in, just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, get the business part of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
After that, you get to know me, and then it's a different story. Now you get to know who I am, and you know, go from there.
Yeah.
So I mean.
We've seen all your groups. They all love you.
Yeah, you've seen them. I mean, they're just fun people, man. That's
Yeah,
that's
no,
good news.
100%. Okay, so let me ask you this then. Bachelorette parties.
Oh.
Hey man, I'm gonna hit it. I'm hitting every angles, bro.
Vet. Seen it all.
Yeah, you know, seen it all, done it
Picking
all,
his brain. That's all.
relived it all. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. Hey man, I'm just trying to get a glimpse into, you know, your memories.
Okay.
Bachelorette parties. I feel like you see them, 75-80% of them are married in a relationship. I don't know if it's good, bad, this, that, and the third. Are those the type of groups that are the wildest and are more trying to? Have you ever been hit on by a
And did you like
group?
dealing with bachelorette groups?
Yeah.
I mean, the bachelor groups, yeah. I mean, because you got to think about it, not all the bachelor groups aren't exactly the same, right?
Right,
Because some you have everybody's freaking engaged,
Yeah.
right? Then there's others where nobody's engaged. You know, maybe
Oh, wow.
just one, and you're just coming for that person's weekend, right?
Right.
So you have two different types of groups, and I mean, you just kind of got to feel it out, each group.
Okay, let me ask you this: you ever, you know me, bro? You gotta get your phone off the table, fam. Have you ever got brought back to a bachelorette room, or has a bachelorette, not the bachelorette, but somebody in her party try to take you back?
Yeah. So actually, it happened here at Venetian.
Okay, bro. Hey, that where we're at. That where we're at. I didn't know we were still in Vegas, but go ahead. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I remember this group. One girl. I mean, it was girls from Canada. So, like, one girl was
They're always so nice, though.
super nice, super the best girls ever because they're just. It's an advantage for the Americans because the guys in Canada are apparently assholes. Wow. So when they come here, they're like, "Oh my god, these guys are so nice." You know?
I'm like, no, he's not.
Exactly.
He's not nice.
We're just normal people,
Yeah,
right?
we're normal.
Exactly. So, but the thing is, like the girl. So, I promoted to the girl, the lead girl, but always there's one girl that's kind of want that extra attention or curious about who he is. The loud one, whatever. So yeah, I mean, she was hitting on me the whole time. Like even when I was promoting, like when I was talking to her, and like she was kind of like
Being mad extra.
yeah, kind of like talking on the side, right? And then like after I got him in the club, and then she just kind of came out to me. She's just like, "Hey, it's like I think you're good looking, blah blah blah," and then she just like. We were just dancing and drinking, and then the rest of the group are just like parted away, right, for the night, right? They were just like scattered around, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, "Hey, just get out of here." I was like, "This was like 11 p.m." Yeah.
He was like, I still got some girl groups I gotta walk in.
So this is early, all right. So this is like right when I finished with my work. I get back at the. So like straight up, like we just went back to the house and I handled business and then come back, and then she's like, I asked her, it's like, do you want to hang out? Like, it's like, no, you can go do your own thing. I was like, damn, all right, it's like you got what you wanted. Huh?
Damn, she hit you with a tooted and booted.
She straight
hit
up,
you with the tooted and booted.
I was like, and I was like, all right, this is amazing because I don't have to babysit you after this.
Yeah, right. He was like, oh, you just gonna throw me out?
She walked away. He had a tear in his eyes. Call me.
I know. I went back home and just like cuddled up. I was like,
oh my gosh. All right. Another question, real quick for you, bro. What is the craziest thing that has happened to you with a woman while promoting?
craziest thing that happened while promoting?
Yeah, I mean, technically off the clock. It could be off the clock, like after you finish promoting. But I mean, like with you, I feel like with guys in the promotion industry, y'all live a vampire lifestyle.
We do.
And your fun probably doesn't start till like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. Where for us, we ready to tap out, call it a night. Pull the sheets up, knock out. What I mean, because I know, after
with
hours.
the woman, I don't know how because that's kind of vague in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's talking about 7 years, right?
I mean,
that's
million stories.
there's a million stories.
4 or 5 times a night.
Hey.
Yeah, because I remember one time, me and a coworker, we partied 21 days straight. I mean that.
Nope. Shut it down.
That's talking about every day, not taking weekends off, anything like that. I'm talking about Monday to a Monday, 21 days straight. 3 weeks
And
straight up.
Was that working or?
Well, part working because even on your off days that the club that you're working for, the days that they're not open, you have to go and,
Get him in.
not get them in, but you have to go like do outings at other nightclubs, right? So you have to do your club outings represent your
Yeah.
club at another place for industry nights, right?
Right.
So when you have to do those nights,
You're not just going out for nothing.
nothing. Yeah, you going out the party, you trying to mingle and meet other people, meet other promoters and things like that. So I mean, you get stuck in the game to the point where you just go hard in the paint and the thing is, you get free alcohol every freaking night. Like, bottles left and right. I mean, it's like club, then after hours, and then strip club. I mean, it's just a nonstop thing, right?
Every day stripper.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, bro. I don't know. I'm asking.
It's like, I mean,
hey, bro, we all want to know.
So I mean, on the weekends, yeah, like I keep. If I was it always starts at the nightclub, whatever the club that I'm working, or if I'm at, and I stay till like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, and then we go to a strip club afterwards, stay till like 10 a.m. And then if there's a day club afterwards, we just go right straight into the day club.
After
summers are rough.
After party.
Summers are rough.
After the party, it's the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
After the Bellevue.
I love those summers, but at my age, I don't like them anymore.
No, I mean, when I was younger, I mean, of course, that was like, close to 7-8 years ago. So I mean, those times,
So let me ask you this then: when dating as a promoter, you dated, what was better, dating a stripper or a cocktail waitress or a girl in the nightlife industry, bro?
Strippers are crazy.
Really?
Straight up.
I mean, do you think if they're just the baggage that as my boy KP said, the baggage that they come with, you had to unpack that shit?
There's the baggage, I think, but they're also very what's the word I'm looking for? Psychotic.
Bipolar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're very. I mean,
I
somewhat
feel like
bipolar, but
nah, man. You know what? And I don't want to even say it's just that. I feel like
maybe the word psychotic is harsh.
Yeah, because all women, I feel, have a level of craziness in them. It's just the level you're willing to deal with.
I think a lot of it has to do with daddy issues, right? I mean, so that probably the case, but overall, I mean, they have attachment issues, right? So when they get attached to you, it's really hard for them to let go, because I think what it is that they get hit on by men all night, all day long, right? So, but the moment that they finally get a guy that actually maybe likes him or cares for them, or actually
can't let it go,
because now they're like, oh my God, this guy is actually treating me differently than everybody else. Because he's not trying to get a lap dance from me. He's actually trying to have a conversation with me, right? So to her, she's like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. Yeah. Because all the other dudes, like, they know the moment that she leaves the club, that whole relationship is over, right? Damn. But with me, it'd be a different story. He can come back tomorrow, and we can have this conversation, or or dinner tomorrow, the day after, or whatever the case.
That's right.
So to them, I think it's the fact that they get attached, and it's hard for them to let that go. And that's when they get crazy, because the moment that you realize that, oh shit, this is not good, this could be a problem, and then you try to break it off, and then that's when they get crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'll tell you this, though, strippers are the nicest people on earth.
Oh.
Just like porn stars. They're the nicest people on earth.
Really?
They're all Canadian. I didn't know that.
They are Canadian. There are some Canadians.
Yeah. Imagine a Canadian stripper. Man.
Imagine.
You give them a 20, they give you 10 back. Here, this is your change.
Oh my God. Koi, relax, bro. Relax.
Here's your change.
Relax. Okay, let me ask you this then. What about the cocktail servers? Dating one.
Funny thing is, I never actually dated a cocktail server. I think it's because, like, they know what I do at the tables. They know how I act. Yeah. So I mean, my reputation is pretty bad.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm making out with girls and dancing with girls. So when they see that, it's like, why would they even want to like date you, unless you're actually there to entertain the girls, but you're actually hanging out with the cocktail server. Now that's how most promoters get in with the cocktail server, because they're not because they're not really caring about the group. They're just here to entertain the group. It's like, hey, are you guys okay? Here's your bottle. I got my money. I made my money. But hey, let's be real. This is the girl that I want to talk to. So that they actually chill out on the side, talking to the cocktail server. Hey, how's your night? And then they talk to them and then date them, etc. So to me, I never looked at that because I wasn't really trying to get into
Hey, bro, you know me, I'm tapping at somebody.
You. I wasn't trying to get into any relationship.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up? What are you up to?
I am.
You are.
Wait, what's up? Hello.
In traffic. I'm driving.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hello?
No, I got you. Well, you on the Men Don't Know podcast, Fred, as you know, of course. You know, I'm going to call and tap in on you. When we are calling on certain situations and certain subject matters, I feel that you are like the one girl I have to call because you bring realization and life into certain situations. So,
Oh, well, thank you.
no, absolutely, 100%. So this is what I want to ask you real quick. First of all, you know my boy Koi is here. Koi, say what's up.
Hey, Red.
Hola.
And then I got my boy B here, and B, say what's up.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, B.
How are you?
And we are talking about promoters and dating in the nightlife industry.
Oh.
Whoa.
Sounded like she
She's
rolled
like,
her I heard her roll her eyes right there. And say,
Right.
I think she just spit out her drink, just
Right,
or whatever.
right. She just threw it out the window.
It's like, God.
Threw her kombucha out the window. Was like,
Why
here
do we have to go this route?
Right, fat. Oh shit.
Damn, she cut somebody off.
Yeah, you right.
I know, right? It
Sounds
sounded
like
like
a
I did. It
stripper.
wasn't me, though, I swear.
Okay. All right. So, Red, let me ask you this real quick. We're deep diving and we're talking about dating in the nightlife industry. So, what is the hardest part for you with dating in the nightlife industry?
I mean, I think the reality just is that part of what I do for a living, because I'm an exotic dancer, is I flirt with people for pay. And I think that that's a lot of what the nightlife industry is using your charms, using your ability to finesse situations and certain individuals into making yourself and establishments money. So that being said, if you're trying to date in this industry, which I find very difficult and actually tend to not do, I think that I'm a person that's very fair. I would never ask somebody to put up with something that I wouldn't put up with myself.
That's good.
Okay.
Good point.
Well, shit.
And so I wouldn't want my man going around using his skills as a sexy motherfucker to
Really?
to get. Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, she's saying if she can't handle
as
it,
far
why
as-
would she get into it? Yeah.
No. I'm listening. I gotta ask my questions. Wow.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think it's healthy to a relationship.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
think that if you're
Okay.
truly invested in a significant other and you're wanting to watch them grow, that it's healthy to maintain relationships that we must maintain outside of that relationship in order to do our job.
What if his charm and skill helps keeps the lights on, though?
I mean, well, that's great for him, and by all means, he should do that as a single human. I don't, however, want to.
Wow. Oh, so you oh wow. So you're not gonna. Wow. That's crazy.
I also don't ask people to date me while I do what I do.
Damn. And you're okay with like, well, I know.
Am I okay with financial advancement
Oh.
while putting a relationship on pause? Absolutely.
Oh my God! You see how she swayed the shit out that motherfucker? Like,
Yeah,
you
let's
see
get to the financial side.
Yeah. You see the finesse.
Do you
in
see what
that
I'm
shit?
driving?
Yeah, you see the finesse
It
in that.
is. It's a personal advancement of myself. It's investing in me.
No,
I mean, I'm
hear
not
that.
from like health
T. Rowe Price over
there
here.
because I'm investing in a future for myself.
All right, wait.
So, am I
So,
willing to not be in relationships with men that might find themselves qualified with me at this level to put myself on the next level to then meet the men that are there?
Ooh,
Absolutely. I'll take my damn time.
damn. All right.
how long have you been a stripper?
On and off for 12 years.
Wow.
Consecutively, this is probably the longest time.
Wow. Hey, she does her thing though. Hey, when the vampires come out at night, like it's crazy.
12 years. So you have not figured out your end
Whoa.
game yet.
No. Okay. So first of all,
I'm sorry.
No.
There's been multiple end games. The fact that I have not figured it out yet is not anything. I mean, are you where you want to be in life?
No, of course not. But I mean, 12 years you would figure
fall back on to make you money.
No.
This is not 12 years consecutive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have tried something else, and
but
absolutely, my LinkedIn is amazing.
No.
Like, I am not a fucking bum.
No, I'm not saying that.
I will tell you this.
I'm also not a confused woman. Like,
Red is probably
it's not taken me 12 years. I've tried multiple different avenues, and I've pursued multiple different things on my own without having benefactors, without having support systems, by being my own support system.
Yeah. Nah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. Red has probably, in just the women I talk to, and I'm just talking about women in general, I would say she'd fall around top 6.
What?
like financial independence and knowledge. Not even like.
Well, she sounds like she's very knowledgeable. Everything she's doing.
Like me and Ray got something cooking. Like, that's gonna be crazy. But just her ability to analyze and strategically plan situations is very. It was very crazy
and
to me.
I was going to say thank you for those accolades, but like, real shit, I'm also prepared to fail, because let's be fucking real. In life we do, and we don't make it further unless we're okay with those failures.
100%.
We have to take the risk. We have to know ourselves and take the risk. We have to jump. We have to lead.
Okay, Gary V. All right.
I listen to him. Yo,
hey, no.
He's legit.
No, he's legit. Facts, bro. I listen to him every day. Do not trip.
And she's like top 2 in the gym too.
Oh yeah.
She'll fuck me up.
Yeah, she'll fuck all 3 of us up.
Give Chris a run for his money.
like low key. Like, hey, bro. She's about to put you.
I try to be a well-rounded human.
Yeah, trust me. She'll look at you like, go get the car. I got this. Nah, there's 4 dudes. I know. Go get the car. Go get the car, honey. I got this. Okay, so real talk though. I want to get back to it. You wouldn't
the
date.
Nightlife dating.
Yeah, you wouldn't date in the nightlife dating. But what if a guy wanted to date you? Would you not let him?
Yes.
I would not
let him. Correct.
Even though he knows what he's getting into, but you still wouldn't.
He checks all the boxes.
I mean, he thinks he knows.
Oh.
I mean, why wouldn't he know though if he's in the same game?
No. I'm not even saying he's in the same game. I'm just saying you wouldn't let any gentleman date you.
Okay, I mean,
no.
What if he knows, but he sees? What if he sees past this and sees your future? That's still a no.
So, all right. So we're talking.
Go ahead.
If there's somewhere with an end, like there's some. I think what you're saying is like if there's an end in sight. Not just long term.
Not long term. No, he sees the end. He sees your end game, and he sees where you're headed and going to be. And he's like, "No, I want to start here. I want to start here, and I want to run this marathon with you from here because this is where I come in."
Well, then if he wants to run the marathon, then he's okay with becoming friends first, because I think that's what's important in building a partnership, anyways.
Hey,
and since I'm not ready to.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, that's every relationship, right? So, I mean, you got to start off with a friendship first before you get into any...
Swallmate.
That's coy. That's coy.
I mean,
you could fuck him up on Tuesday. Do not worry.
Well, I mean, what they say, love is friendship on fire, right? So...
Okay.
Oh, that's a good quote. Right. I like that.
B. Okay.
I like that.
You know
and I have to agree with that.
It is.
No, 100%. I want friendship on fire. So,
right.
I mean, like it.
So, I mean, if you look at it that perspective, I mean, if you build the right foundation.
But not expecting, the problems with relationships these days, too, is there's expectations. We have this expectation
high expectations
that our girlfriend is going to be, or our boyfriend is going to be, ... And right. I think that there's a lot of gray area when you're in the nightlife industry with that ...
Oh, very true.
And you agree? Yeah, I agree, because the moment you have these expectations, that's when, and they don't live up to it, and then you're like, oh, fuck this guy. oh, fuck this girl.
Then you're disappointed. It's
You're
something
disappointed.
that they never actually signed a contract for, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you weren't doing anything other than being the self that they met you as.
Yeah, and then you come to find out it's something else about you. And
But you
like,
yeah.
You're
Well,
right.
yeah, I mean, then that can be a deal breaker in itself. But
Right.
I'm talking about, like, they meet you a certain way, but then all of a sudden feelings are involved. That changes, that
Everything.
lens of love changes everything. Like,
yeah, that's true.
everything.
100%. Yeah, she's.
That's why I say, like, people think they know what they're getting into, but I mean, like, if you've ever tried to date while being in the nightlife industry, I've heard of bouncers having problems with their girlfriends tripping out, like, oh, you hit on that bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Same thing with promoters. Oh, you got to be up in her DMs talking to her and her girls all the time. Like,
Is that true, B?
It is, because I mean they get to a point they think that you're doing something behind their back, even though you're not. You're simply doing your job, but they get to a point that they don't feel like comfortable, I guess, in the.
Are you a promoter?
I used to be for 7 years, and I got out of it completely.
Yeah, heavy in the game.
Yeah.
Did you find dating difficult while you were having to finesse situations that your girlfriends found that were threatening to their relationship?
Well, see, that's the thing.
I
never dated anybody for long in the city itself, right? In Vegas itself. So every time it was always from somebody from out of town, because it made it easy, because I don't have to worry about that, oh, she's looking into this and that, right? Only thing that I have to worry.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So only thing that I have to worry about is the moment that we're going to spend time together, when we see each other. As long as I give you my all at that moment, that means we're good. So that's how I kept it. It's kind of like a business proposition, right? You
sound a little bit like an open relationship as well.
Well, but see, that's the thing. Like, I make her, sure that I'm not doing anything behind her back or anything like that, that this is just my job. So, but the problem is the
fact that you weren't able to do that with somebody in closer proximity says a lot.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, because when you start having to get text messages at odd times of the day, and then they get all jealous and etc. That's a different story. That's when I'm like, okay, so you can't handle this. At that point, I'm like, okay.
Did you ever?
I
mean, it sounds like you never found anybody that could handle it. That wasn't like within that wasn't outside of like 100-mile radius. Like you said, all you did was like people out of town.
And that's exactly why I got out the game, right?
So see, that's what I say too. That's why I get in and out.
Really?
Life. However, I'm very aware that I've had relationships, and I've started 3 different businesses. I'm on my 3rd now, and I've had long-term relationships in betwixt the dancing years. I only ever go back to it when I'm single and I have nothing to lose. If I don't have time to put towards a relationship, I might as well put it towards myself.
All right.
And the relationships that financially further me. But yeah, I mean, like, I found it impossible to have a significant other while having to finesse those relationships, like a real significant other.
Really?
I mean, I know that long distance relationships provide a lot for people, but it's not, I mean, you're not living under the same roof. You're not married. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. I would have never thought.
So it sounds like you had the same experience I did. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking impossible.
It is.
People's pride and their egos are so damaged by like those little finesse things that you think isn't going to ever bother you until all of a sudden she's finessing a dude that you're better, possibly.
I mean, I think that's just
love has nothing to do with somebody's
dollar sign pocket.
Life.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Exactly, because I mean, think about porn stars, right?
You don't think you could date a porn star?
No, but I mean, I have a good friend of mine that's actually dating a porn star that's actually in, who used to be a promoter, but like they have a great relationship. They have a great relationship, but because he keeps it strictly work for her, that he looks at it as just as what he does.
Yeah.
He looks at what she does is just work.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come home, you're still going to be with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know you're probably getting like fucked like 5 other ways, when you go to work. but it's just work. That's how he
not
accepted.
A lot of people can.
Not a lot.
Deal with that.
On screen and
yeah, exactly. Not a lot of people. I mean, not a lot of people. That's really tough. I mean, that's super tough, right?
Didn't go well.
So I mean, yeah, it is kind of.
Wait, Red, could you date a porn star?
Yeah, could you date a porn star if you weren't a stripper?
Yeah, if you weren't a stripper, could you date?
I was curious to say I won't even date a promoter. No, I couldn't date a promoter.
Oh shit! Damn, she won't date the guy handing out the promoter flyers at the end of the door at the end of the night.
End of the night?
No,
Yeah, the exit
door guy?
Yeah, the exit door guy.
Man, that's what I started off.
Man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I personally find it impossible, and I wish everybody luck that tries to do it, but I don't know. I just don't think it's got the foundation for stable and healthy relationships because it involves too many outside factors.
No, I hear you. I agree with that.
That's her principle. She's sticking by it.
I know. She's a stickler too.
So wait, are you in a relationship now or no?
No,
At
I'm
all?
not.
Okay. But you
I'm in like 7.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm in like 7.
Hey, she was telling me about her last date. That shit was wild, fam. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Yeah. Stay single. Like, bro, I was
gonna
like,
say, that's actually another topic too, though.
yeah,
Like, that's
fam. Yeah. I was. She had me with the shock
the
look.
entitlement of men. The entitlement of men, and how I just experienced it as a 5'11" woman.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie to you,
Wait,
bro.
you're 5'11"?
Hey, bro, 5'11". Hey, bro.
I am 5'11".
Can probably like she'll baptize you. Okay, fam. She'll baptize you, fam. like do not worry about that. Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, Red. I gotta let you go. I'm gonna catch up
All
with
right,
you,
bro.
and
Thank
I
you for calling.
appreciate you. No, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you rocking the dress. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, of course.
And you know,
I
I
think I have some more photos coming from that.
and I appreciate it, and I got some more stuff coming for you as well. Yeah.
Awesome thought.
All right. I'll text you. I'll text you later, but I'll most likely see you
All
on
right, cool.
Tuesday.
Good night.
All right, cool.
Good
All
night.
right.
Thank
Good,
you.
good night. Thank
Good
you,
night.
Good night.
bruh. Yeah, bro. Crazy. Oh yeah,
You guys
bro.
connected right away on
Yeah, yeah. Nah, y'all were like one and the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think we go through the same situations, same scenarios, so you kind of get used to it, and you see eye to eye. Because I mean, I don't look at her any different than what I'm doing. You know, I don't look at strippers like, oh my God, degrading to your life, or no, they making life work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a job. That's how I look at it. I mean, I'm doing a job just like as she is, just dancing and making money. So I don't see any difference.
Oh yeah. Man, let me see if I can hit him. I don't know if I want to call him, but
Who?
I feel like I should. My boy B. Yeah. We'll see. Hey, he's either gonna love me or hate me or leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he picks up. Oh. Yeah, both of them? All right, yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's see if he...
Yo, what up, dog?
Hey, bro. Okay, first of all, let me let you know, because I know I'm calling you off the when you are on the Men Don't Know podcast. You are being recorded, so I have to state that right off the top. But,
Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
bro, people don't believe me that I be doing this off the fly, but I got to let you know my boy Koi's here. Koi, say what's up.
Rodo, what's up?
Hey, and
What's up, man?
I got a familiar voice. Don't say his name, but I got my boy B here. B, say what's up.
What up, Bird?
There you are.
Oh man. Okay, so check it out, man. I want to know if you have a minute for a quick question. We're talking about back in the day when y'all all started out together, and we're talking about dating, being a promoter, and the dating life that y'all had. How hard was it for you, or was it easier for you to date women when you're in the?
I would say it was definitely harder, depending on the kind of girl you're looking for. So the girls that would be in that whole atmosphere, they would tend to like know what you're doing, so it's fine. But the girls that are going to school, going to church, those kind of girls, they won't date a promoter.
They won't
for sure.
make it. Yeah, they won't make the cut.
So
Okay,
what's that?
They won't make the cut.
Yeah. So it's the ones that actually tend to understand the actual the industry. Those are the ones you can date typically. That was easy.
Dang. Now let me ask you this: was it easier for you to date women outside of Vegas in another state versus dating girls that are in Vegas?
Yeah, I think so, because girls that are I think girls in Vegas that party a lot, or they just go out daily. They just kind of get they get numbed they're just jaded.
Okay.
They're just kind of like, I don't know. They're just, they get used to that life, So,
that's crazy.
I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Bachelorette parties, better or worse when you're promoting?
Worse.
Why?
Expectations are too high.
Oh. Really?
So, yeah, man, when they get overly excited, and if they don't get exactly what they want, they get really disappointed. So
wow.
What are they
the ones
for?
that do their girl trips, those are the best ones.
Wait,
sure.
which one?
The girl trip. The girls that just come in here on a whim and they just want to party. Those are the best ones. But the ones that are the bachelorette parties, they're kind of hard to deal with, actually. Because they're expecting everything to be like handed over to them.
Yeah, because I mean they're on a timeline, right? They know exactly what they want to do. They got to do this, they got to do that. But the girls that come on a whim of it, they're just here to party. They don't care what they do. They just here to have a good time. They don't. You can show me to whatever club it is, as long as you're just hanging out all together and we're showing us a good time.
Wow,
that's good.
Yeah.
To the bachelorette party.
I've had some pretty good bachelorette parties, but for the most part, it's hard to work with them because their expectations
they do have a lot of expectations. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, have you ever dated a client or took a client out on a date that you met?
100%.
Oh, hey man, I was trying to walk you.
I don't like calling them clients either.
That is not the right word to use.
Hey bro, I was trying to walk them into the situation. Coy, I didn't.
Clients, like when I associate the word client, I associate with money.
Okay.
A paid for service.
Hey, we are definitely not talking about that. Relax. Okay. So, what was the better or worse thing about that?
It was. I can't even answer that. I don't know. What to do. Wait, what's the question again? What's the worst part about dating somebody that's a client?
Yeah. What's the worst part about dating someone that you've helped in recently helped, like getting into clubs and stuff like that, putting them on guest lists and stuff like that?
I would say that if it happened to her, she would think I would just go on and do it again with somebody else.
Good point. Very good point.
So she's just gonna think
she thinks just a number. You're
the only one.
Yeah. You're the only one.
Hey, y'all gotta stop.
It's only you.
Hey, all three of y'all gotta stop laughing.
Only got eyes for you. Only got Las Vegas eyes for you. That's it.
I'm trying to keep y'all like, come on, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Last question, my guy. Okay. Going back to the days of promoting, if you could change anything, what would you change?
Separation, like between work and play and my personal life.
Wow.
I really wish that being in the industry for 10, 12 years, you kind of just,
there's no separation. You're just like all in one little blur.
All I did was partied, and I forgot, at the time I was making good money and blowing it, on stupid shit,
you forgot to take care of your life.
I forgot to take care of my life. I was
Party
just
starts
partying.
Exactly. It's like you make $1,000 for the week, and then when paycheck comes in, 900 goes out the door the next day. Like
exactly.
Man, I had a great time.
So you're like, I had a great time, but like, damn, I only got $200 to show for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You come home and check, try to dispute a charge at the Rhino.
Oh man! All right, my guy.
I think most importantly, when I train like new like when kids come in and join a nightclub, I just tell them that separation is everything, health is everything. Because I see people deteriorate, after years. They don't even look the same. I'm a product of that too. I was starting to feel my body was changing. Your attitude changes, your personality changes, the way you talk to people changes.
Oh yeah.
So separation's everything. If I could go back and change everything.
Man, all right, man. I appreciate you, man. I want to see you before I leave. I don't leave for I still got one more day.
I kind of messed up. I overslept today, so now I gotta take a.
Oh, I was out partying late last night.
You know what? Speaking of clients, quote unquote, I had a friend.
A friend, quote.
Go ahead, speak.
She was in town last night, man, and I usually go home by 1, but I was up until,
She must be special. She must be special.
Oh man.
She got the extra sauce.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
Hey, you don't have to grill him. He's giving us everything.
All right, my guy. But I got some merch here for you too that I definitely want to give to you.
Definitely, man.
So,
you know what? I have to catch a 7 a.m. flight. I'm going back home tomorrow. So
okay. Hey, text me your address then. Text me your address so that way when you get back, I can ship it to you.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Nah, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on for a bit, man.
Yeah, man. It's good to hear from you. Hey, Brian, what's up, man?
All right, bro.
I got to catch up to time.
Later, man.
All right, dude.
Like, man, wow, bro. Man, y'all are too much, bro. You know what? I want to see. Let's see if I can get. Let's see if we can bring Vaughn out. Let me see if I can.
Vaughn, the wild thing.
Yeah, let me see if
bring
I can
him
get
out of the bullpen.
Yeah, man. He was like, I don't know if he's
he
there.
hasn't been reliable lately, though.
No.
Blowing saves and stuff.
Yeah, man. He's been busy though. He's been booked and busy, bro. He's been booked and busy. I don't know. We'll see what's up.
Call out Vaughn, the wild
I don't know,
thing.
man. You know, he's like a 2-3 hour.
I knew he'd blow it.
So.
Tear this place down and make it a party.
Nah, man. I don't think he's picking up, bro.
Yo.
Wild thing. We got the wild thing. Running from the bullpen right now.
Man, right. Running from the bullpen coming in, bro.
Fix your glasses.
I didn't think we were going to get him, but we got him, guys. Albert, what's up, man? Men Don't Know Podcast. You know what it is, man. I appreciate you picking up. I know it's late over there. Me and Coy took the podcast on the road. We are in Las Vegas right now as we speak.
Right.
Yeah, man. And we are doing an episode right now talking about promoting and dating life and how they coincide. And I got my longtime vet in the promotions industry of Las Vegas, my boy BB. Say what's up.
What up, man?
What's going on?
All right, so and my boy Coy here. Coy actually drove. He's not here for the free drinks. He was my driver.
What up?
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you think a promoter can get an honest, serious relationship while promoting clubs and nightclubs, strip clubs, and everything?
I think it could be possible. It all depends on one, the relationship between the two, communication, and it's based on both individuals' personalities. Because if there's any hint of insecurity on either side, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine. I haven't promoted myself, but I can only imagine a promoter's job, especially the guy, is to, we all know, is to bring as many women into a club,
Right.
and so for a gentleman, he's going to have in contact with a lot of women.
Right.
And just that at face value could be a problem right in a relationship. If there's any type of insecurity of any sort.
Right.
So I think it could be done, but it'd be a lot of communication, a lot of trust.
Mm.
And I think that would help. But it's as a promoter, it wouldn't be easy at all. But I think it could be done, though. It just depends on where that individual, guy or woman, is at in their life.
Right.
Whether they're just out there to make that bread, ain't got time to be messing with women.
Right.
Maybe they went through that process in their life already. They just they found somebody that they want to be with, and they out there doing what they do, earning a living.
Right.
And so as long as they can find a woman that's on that same mindset, then it can work.
All right, right there.
I think a lot of it has to do with trust issues, right? So, if that other person can trust you enough to do what you're doing, then yeah. But the moment that the trust goes out there, this is just like a relationship, just in general, I guess. Yeah,
but I feel like your relationship is already built on like a fucking like thread. Like when you're a promoter and you get in a relationship, like I feel like you're burning both ends of the candlestick.
Yeah, I can see that.
Are you the relationship prior to being a promoter, or you got into a relationship?
I've Well, I mean, I did it for 7 years, and but then few relationships that I had during never worked out. I mean, I think it had to do with a lot of the fact that you get to a point where everything is fine, and then all of a sudden, they change. They just, they don't see what you're doing. All of a sudden is enough for too much. It's too much for them to handle. And so that's when I'm like, okay, if you can't handle this, I'm not going to try to convince you even more, because you already know what I'm doing. It's nothing.
You didn't change.
Yeah, I didn't change. I'm still the same person. I'm still doing my job, man. I'm giving you my time, but I also have this job. I still have to attend to these girls, and taking care of them and etc. on the weekends. Yeah, that's taking my time with you, of course. But if you understand what I'm doing, then you understand what I'm doing. I mean, if it's just like if I was to be dating a stripper, then I would know that dating a stripper is, that's what you're getting yourself into, right? She's going to be stripping on the weekends, and that's just how it is.
You can't just change your energy.
I can't. Like, hey, look, you can't go to work tonight because we got to go to dinner. No, that's not going to work out. So that means you're changing. Like I'm still doing my thing. So I mean, it just really comes down to that. I mean, if you decide to start changing, man, it's just I call it quits right away.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, because you're probably able to see those signs quickly, and that it's a road that has no. I mean, it's gonna have an ending, I guess, to it.
Yeah, you see it right away. That's the crazy thing. I mean, in the beginning, the honeymoon stage is all great, right? And you're like, oh yeah, he's a promoter. It's like, oh, he's gonna get me into this club and this club. But after a while, that shit gets old for her too, right? And then all of a sudden, like, oh, all right, look, this is not gonna work out.
So it's like, is it like the fun part, like you said, the honeymoon, the fun part of the relationship, and then the woman, I guess, the change is like, okay, I want to get serious and get to a next level, so you need to stop.
Exactly. So now now they have to try to change me because they want to get serious, right? So because in reality, they really weren't ready in the first place to what they're getting into. You know what I mean? They just loved the fact that what you were doing, and oh my God, he's a promoter. He's like, he's getting me into this club. He's awesome what he does, and etc. It's all that the honeymoon stage of it, right? But then when you get to the nitty gritty of it, it's like, oh shit, it's like, but I want him for myself, on the weekends. Like, that's not gonna happen. When they realize that, and that's when I'm like, okay, look, what my gig is all about. If you can't handle that, this is who it is. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go find another job just because I want to get into the relationship. Because if you met me in the sense of like I was doing a different job, then it's different, right? Then you met me for who I am, and that's how the relationship got started. But this relationship got started based on how you met me today, which is me promoting. So you should be able to accept that. I'm not trying to change you who you are. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's how I look at it.
Man. You agree with that?
So is it always like a certain time limit, do you find, or is it?
I didn't think about that. Like, at what month do these women cash out?
So that's kind of funny too, because
so you already bank on it. You already know.
So here's the thing.
Oh shit.
So here's the thing. So it always works out during the winter season, right? So the winter season,
cuddle season.
Of course.
Cuddle season. It's not even the cuddle season because in Vegas it's the slow season. Right?
So you don't have to text.
So you're not out and about as much, right? Because you have much more time to spend at home or whatever.
No day.
So it seems like, if I have to recall, like majority of the time that I have met these relationship. September through January, right? And then when April, May come around, they are nowhere to be found. It's like, oh, I can't handle this. Right? So because it's the busy season, so all of a sudden.
So have you thought about that? Maybe you had to change because of the season as well.
Well, that's the thing
for your job.
Well, that's the thing, because like I had to choose if I eventually want to be in a long-term relationship, if I want to be in that life, or do I want to be doing this, partying every weekend, messing with different girls. Do I want to, so I eventually had to choose, right? So I end up choosing, I eventually want to settle down, and I want that family life too, right? So that's why when I got to that point, that's when I just called it quits, And then a lot had to do with it also, my body too, because I feel like that my health aspect of it, I wanted to take care of my body more because you're always drink. I mean, it's like when you're a promoter, you're alcoholic, but not by choice, right? You're just because you're doing your job. I mean, you drink as much as an alcoholic does, but you're just not, it's not like you have a problem with it. You're just drinking because you're out and about entertaining clients and et cetera. So, I mean, it was just like what I was doing to my health it was just bad, so that's why I needed to change. That's why I took control of my life in the sense of wanting to be more focused on my health, working out a lot more. So that's why I got out of it, honestly. So, but then I knew when I take care of my health, everything else just kind of will fall into place, relationships and et cetera.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, Albert. We got one more. I think we're doing tomorrow too, and I'm gonna tap in on you on that one because
bring them out 2 days in a row.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna try. Hey, bro. I'm gonna try. I only bring him out for a couple pitches today. So I'm gonna try to bring him back.
That looked like a full inning to me. That was a full
inning too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, sweeps week right now. But man, I appreciate you, my guy. I thank you, and I'll hit you up. Man. Hey, you received that package I gave you? You received that merch package?
Yeah. Hey, bless up. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, all day. Absolutely, fam. I appreciate you. All right, man. I'll text you I'll hit you up tomorrow because I know you're probably about to crash out.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been crashing out.
I appreciate you, my God. Thank you again.
All right, Albert.
Yeah, all right, fellas.
All right, take it easy. Bro, man, that was a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? For 60 minutes, we got it. You know what I'm saying? It's not no 2020, but we got 60 on it. And I appreciate everybody for listening. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, subscribing, telling everybody else about it. The beats are brought to you by @Space Freshly. My boy Matt Coke is killing it on the beats. You can find him on Instagram at @SpaceFreshly. And I thank you guys for listening and joining, and we're going to keep it going all week long. All right, guys, good night.
Good night.
Good night.